Hi Internet, welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel here with another rocker reaction. What are we reacting to today? We are reacting to Faith No More and Matador. This is per request. We had a little contest on the channel recently where people got to guess my top 10 favorite bands, and the three people who got the most number of guesses correct got their pick for a reaction straight to the top. So I do reactions on this channel Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. So those are always requests, and trying my best to keep up with them. But for the people who won the contest, boom, your picks shot up straight to the top of the list. So this is our first place winner, JJT. This is his pick. He got 6 of my top 10 favorite bands right. So the Beatles, Alice Cooper, Thin Lizzy, Queen, Kiss, and Rush. He guessed all of those, so he is first place at guessing 6 out of a possible 10. So really great judge of my music tastes, and just always excellent comments from JJT. Once again, this community is really great. Love the people here. They're just so kind, encouraging, and really awesome, diverse taste, tossing lots of different stuff at me. And I'm excited for this. So I did some research on the song before I began. So it looks like this is from 2015, and this is a reunion era Faith No More. So I'm a very casual Faith No More fan. Like, know a couple songs, listened to some of the albums in high school, had some friends who were really into Mr. Bungle and heard some of that stuff. So I'm not an expert in Faith No More, but I know I have a good general vibe for them. A lot of respect for Mike Patton as a vocalist, musician. And so this from 2015, reunion era, which I didn't even know that Faith No More had reunited. I sort of lost track of them. Also that's sort of the era where I was gigging a lot, so kind of missed out on this. But it seems like this song was played live at shows, kind of secretly, and then fans were wondering what this song was, and then it ended up on the album. And lyrically, it seems to be about the legacy of rock bands, and bands that are put on this pedestal, and sort of the conflicting emotions that come with that. That's sort of I've looked at some interpretation of the lyrics, read the lyrics, but I'm going into this blind. Don't know it. Don't think I've heard it. Haven't seen other reactions to it. So really hope this doesn't get blocked. So there's probably going to be a lot of pauses just to avoid this getting blocked. But yeah, I'm going into this cautiously optimistic. I mean, I haven't heard anything from Mike Patton that even if I didn't love it, I at least respected it. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. This is a first listen. So yeah, let's see what happens. Faith No More and Matador. All right, my apologies for my pause button not quite working there. But thus far, pretty cool start. Cool, kind of menacing melody. Um, Great vocal performance. It's soft, but there's great emotion, and like you can feel. I would say, trying to think of the right word. It's not necessarily a powerful vocal in terms of like belting it out, but there's power behind like the visceral response and the emotion of it, which is just very cool to sing soft and give it this atmosphere of sort of menace. Is I'm not sure that's the right word, but I'm saying what he's doing is he's doing a really good job of emoting while singing softly in that lower register, which is really, really impressive. It's one of the more difficult things to do as a vocalist, especially if you're used to like belting it out and rocking. To be able to deliver this so well is impressive. Chord choices are great, melody's good, and there seem to be a little bit of avant-garde isms in some of the piano lines there, which reminds me a little bit of what I did with my film score, by throwing in a little bit of an unconventional piano part. So yeah, this is off to a great start. Let's keep it going, see where it goes. Yeah, great piano line. Less avant-garde than I thought. Yeah, it's I love the way it's building. Where that last section was kind of Beatlesy, and but then it threw in some chord choices I weren't expecting and some melody choices I weren't expecting. So it wasn't just a lot of times when a band does a Beatles-esque melody, it's very predictable, and I like that style. The Beatles being my favorite band, but they sort of took it in an interesting direction that I wasn't quite expecting. So yeah, I'm digging this. I'm gonna rewind just a hair. Yeah, so before we get too far into this next section, I'm not as into Patton's more baritone vocals. When he's pushing more power out from his lower register, I'm generally not as into that as his more higher pitched stuff. He still does a great job with it, but it's just not as much my preference. And so I was enjoying that first section so much that when I got to this section, while it was still good, I'm like, but I like that section we just did more. So it moved in a direction I liked a little bit less, but was still good. And it looks like this transition is getting into switching up the rhythm, rocking it up a bit more. I'm doing a lot of pauses on this one simply because I've seen no other reactions to this, and I don't want it to get blocked. But I'm definitely really enjoying it. Yeah, and I just got to say, like, that piano line with that kind of drum rhythm is something really unconventional and something that, you wouldn't expect from most bands, and that's sort of the appeal of Faith No More and Mr. Bungle, is that they're doing weird stuff you don't expect, but it's still very accessible. So it's not so avant-garde you're just like, I don't know what's happening and I can't latch onto it. It's distinct and creative, but doesn't feel forced. So yeah, sorry to pause again, but I just had to comment on that. Okay, his voice sounds really cool here.
Can see right through.
Yeah, this is cool.
Every tombstone lie.
Yep, this is awesome. Now, great tonality. Excellent harmony choice. Yes. Yeah, so the longer the song is going, the more it's growing on me. This is the first listen, and I do agree. It is weird to listen for the first time with the pauses, but I do the pauses for you people so that we can have more options of what we react to on the channel. Because if I let a lot of songs play straight through, they will be blocked. So the pauses help. Trust me on that. But man, this is very, very cool. It's making me feel bad for not listening to more Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. Like I said, very casually have enjoyed them throughout the years, but I am really, really digging this. This was a really great pick, and it's making me want to dive more and dive more into No More, as it were. But yeah, this is like it is unique, but it's working for my sensibilities because when you watch the top 10 video, Jim Steinman, I'm a big fan of. So you've got the big operatic piano, and you also got the cool rock beat. So it has that Jim Steinmanism in there to a degree. The lyrics are obviously very good. I touched on that I read them earlier. So great lyricism, and just this is a cool, distinct song, and very refreshing to listen to because it's refreshing, but it still fits well within the confines of a great pop single. And there's a desire to push down barriers in music by a lot of bands, and like, oh, we have to mix chip tunes and death metal, and that doesn't necessarily work for me. We're just like you're trying to be creative for the sake of being creative, rather than, hey, we just had a good idea and then ran with it, and it was something people hadn't done before. This feels more, we had a good idea that isn't really done often in music. I'm sure there's other examples, but like this kind of rhythm with the kind of rhythm of the piano line and the vocals, the way everything's interplaying, it's very distinct, and it's distinct, but it's not forced. And I feel like a lot of bands nowadays are trying to be distinct for the sake of being distinct and forgot to write a good song. This is distinct and has a good song within it. So I am definitely enjoying this piece quite a bit.
Well, now we're coming back.
I'm pausing a lot. There's a lot of good stuff to comment on. Like, this is really cool. I commented earlier that the first time he started singing, projecting more with his baritone voice, I wasn't as into that part of the song. And once again, this is the first listen, so upon repeated listens, when I would know to expect that, I'd probably enjoy that part more. But right here, that bass line is killer. The bass tone is great, and what he's doing with his vocal delivery just sounds really cool. The production of it, it's very clear up front in the mix, and it's just cool. It's winning a lot of cool points, and this song has a really great ebb and flow that I'm ruining with my pauses, but that's the format of the show. So you know what? If you don't like the format of the show, listen to the song first, and then go back and listen to the reaction, because this is meant to be the commentary analysis, and not just dude listening to a song. Because I still get a lot of people who are like, oh, why is he paused? Like, man, that's what I do. Lost in Vegas does it. A lot of people do it. I try to at least offer some interesting insights. I don't know if my insights are that interesting this time because I just keep saying this is cool. But hey, it's better than blocking it, right, kids? All right, let's get back to it.
We served you well. Now we're coming back.
Yeah, this is just cool. This gets the horns. This gets the horns. Cool distortion there. Nice hits. Yeah, just really great instrumental section. I love what the drums are doing in this track. The drums are, in many ways, the star of the show. It's just a really refreshing drum part. It's unexpected, but not annoying. And trust me when I say that those two things are very difficult to come across, especially in modern music. So, yeah, thank you, Faith No More, for freaking killing it on this track. Yep, great build. Yeah, that's a great vocal right there. Oh, come on! Yo, that's so good. That was so freaking good. Ah, man. Way to make me feel not good about myself as a singer, Mike Patton. Ah, jeez. Yeah, let's listen to that again. That was so freaking good. Ah, shit, man. And boom, into this tasteful guitar lead. Yeah, so tasteful. Yeah, that was Faith No More, Matador. That was a first listen. I say unbiased on this channel, but I do have my biases. So as unbiased as I could possibly be, like I said, not a diehard fan of the band, not a hater either. Sort of in between, leaning towards the positive. But yeah, this was cool. I would say this is definitely a thumbs up. I would probably give it, based upon my first listen, this is an A minus. If you didn't like this song, I could understand why. I can see this not necessarily being for everyone, but yeah, it was for me. This completely worked. This is a thumbs up. This is playlist. This is, go back and revisit this, listen to this full album, and listen to some more Faith No More. Like, this was cool. I hoped you guys liked it, but yeah, this was a really refreshing listen. A really great pick, a really really great pick. And I'm not just saying that because you get honesty on this channel. So like, if I'm not into something. You've seen my responses to like the Vector, technical thrash metal that I wasn't into. So I was into this. This was cool. I mean, yeah, it's just a cool song by a cool band. Lots of great components, but they're great components that add up to something. When I've done some of the Tool videos, there have been parts that I like, but they haven't really added up to a good song. And I'm not saying that those Tool songs aren't necessarily good songs, but they weren't working for me. These components added up to a full product, a full complete piece that worked for me, where like each individual component was cool, but the whole of it, the complete piece, made sense to me in a way that I was really able to enjoy it. So yeah, just this was really cool, and it's a different response than I normally get, where it's I'm more just soaking it in. I'm soaking it in and really appreciating it, and yeah, I'm gonna listen to this one again, basically right after I'm done with this video, because this was cool. So yeah, JJ, great suggestion. Really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys thought of this one in the comments below, because I can see this one kind of being divisive. Like, I can see a lot of people not really digging it necessarily, but it worked for me. So let me know if it worked for you. And also, feel free to suggest more songs for me to react to, because I do that on the Mondays and the Tuesdays and the Fridays, and then the Wednesdays I pick, and then the Thursdays I do the Thin Lizzy, and those are the things. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Peace.